ultimately I had to leave Nepal, and I was living in a place called Pokhara Valley, which is, in those days, it was a very isolated, desolate place that only trekkers going to the peaks of the Himalayas would go to. And I heard it was one of the most beautiful places on earth, the Annapurna mountain range of the Himalayas. Beautiful place. And I used to, from sunrise to sunset, I went into this lake on a little rowboat. And the boat was a hollowed out tree trunk with a little oar. And I went there, and from sunrise to sunset, I just chanted Krishna's names and Radha's names and studied Bhagavad Gita and prayed. It was beautiful. And I found a cave. This was a fantastic little cave. How I found it, I was walking through a jungle, and there was just a little dirt road, and I was just crossed it, and I heard the sound of a river, and I love to sleep on the banks of rivers, so I started climbing down a mountain to try to get to the river, and on the way, it became a steep cliff, and I couldn't climb down any longer, and I looked up, and there was a cave in the wall of the cliff. And I made that my home. And every day I went to the lake, and then came back to the cave at night. The next day I had to leave. My visa was over. Just transit in India to Delhi, and then I had to leave the country. So I was walking back that last time, and I just crossed this one little road in the middle of nowhere. It was miles and miles from any town. And I started climbing down the cliff. I put one leg down, and a bus zoomed by. And suddenly, the bus stopped, maybe 50 yards ahead of me, slammed on its brakes and stopped. And I heard some screeching sound. And I turned around, and I didn't know what was going on. I was just kind of looking, halfway, one foot going down the cliff and one foot on the top of the cliff. And then I saw a form of something running toward me. And I was thinking, you know, there's a lot of robbers and thieves in India called dacoits. And I was thinking, this guy must see some Western guy and all alone in the wilderness, he's going to rob me. So I just stood there. And it was dark. He was coming closer, closer, closer. I'm wondering, what is going on here? Then he came a little closer. And I saw it was Gary.
I was just kind of dozing off because my friend and I were going to the Himalayas to go trekking. Trekking means backpacking. I wanted to go to the base of Mount Everest, you know, biggest mountain in the world. And as I was kind of resting my head on the seat, you know, the jump boat, you know, the dirt roads was jolting me a bit. And I happened to look out the window. As that moment, I saw him. He was about to go down to his cave.
The lights of the bus flashed.
The lights of the bus flashed on his figure, and I go, my God, that's Monk.